Have a all those delegates sleep in. I'm trying to wake them up. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Good morning from the office. I'm BKP, your host, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now are you happy, Lonnie? Because we're going. Let me tell this person to get up. Call me anytime. Hold on. Waiting to hear about Cruz getting, I'm having a problem this morning here, Lonnie. G-E-T-T-A. Booed off the stage. Okay, trying to get my delegates stirred. I want to hear about Cruz. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Folks, we're going to look into this because controversy continues to swirl, and now they have the FBI. The FBI is investigating checks and certain things. So we're going to look into the FBI investigating checks, and we're going to break down an interview that I think her name's Ashley Merchant. That's the attorney. Is that her name down there? I'm trying to fix my breakfast. My God, Lonnie. I'm trying to fix my breakfast. You know, I stay up till midnight. I try to keep an eye on the Republicans because God knows somebody has to keep an eye on the Republicans. I'm walking all over town, interviewing people, going in the office, asking questions, calling Bill Simons, you name it. And then, you know, the phone's ringing off the hook. Oh, you haven't said a word? And I'm just chewing you out over there? What do you do behind that screen? Do you do anything?
No.
Thank you. All right, folks. Lynn Doss, County Attorney of Fannin County, does an interview with Channel 2. A very interesting interview because I'm not going to take any media organizations to task. That's their business. How they handle their business is up to them. I thought it was quite interesting, the angle of the interview and the direction it went in, and how a seasoned investigative reporter, supposedly, asked questions a certain way and forgot to ask some questions, or just run them on the air, whichever one. So we're going to talk about that. Hey, last night, the Republican convention, Ted Cruz got booed off the stage. What do you think about Ted Cruz getting booed off the stage last night? We're going to try to find out as soon as, if our delegate calls this morning, they're all busy getting up, and if our delegate calls this morning, we'll get them right on the line immediately and take the call. We'll do that. And but until then, Ted Cruz got booed off the stage. I think Ted Cruz made a major mistake. Major mistake. I go to places, and on purpose, I will go to groups, and on purpose, when the discussion was coming up about vice president, intentionally, I would tell people, hey, I kind of like Chris Christie, okay? That was it. Immediately, they broke into how Chris Christie, I've heard, slobbered all over Obama at the bottom of the steps there from Air Force One, Hurricane Sandy. I mean, immediately, that's the first thing I hear, okay? Now, 17 guys, I don't know, I lost count. 17 guys, we'll go with 17, this sounds good, right? Stood on the stage. In the very first debate, you have the correct nominee, folks, Donald Trump. You have the correct guy running at the right time. Now, I'm going to put some Ted Cruz language to work there this morning. Okay, but will Donald Trump be a constitutionalist? That'll be our job. That'll be Congress's job. That'll be our job to make sure he abides by the Constitution. Will Donald Trump send nominees up for the Supreme Court that are conservative nominees, constitutionalists? That'll be our job. Vote them down. Don't give your president everything. Don't give him everything. That'll be our job. Now, I am tired of the media telling me all these things he promises yet to be seen. Hey, well, okay, it's yet to be seen, right? That's exactly right. All the things Obama promised was yet to be seen. You've seen them now. Or, you know, yet to be, you know. I can see where this is going. Anyhow, I got to turn the volume off. I get all these breaking news alerts. Sorry, folks. So anyhow, the only guy that would stand on the stage and tell you the truth, not the only guy, but the guy that really stood on the stage and told you the truth from day one. They've called Donald Trump everything under the sun. They have called Donald Trump the egomaniac. It's all about him. Everything in the world, they've called him, okay? But when asked the question, would they support the nominee and and sign the pledge or whatever the question was, the only hand that went up was Donald Trump's. Only hand. The next morning, there's footage out there of Cruz and all of them going nuts that he signed a pledge. But he's the guy that's the nominee, and the guys that signed the pledge that were these great, strict constitutionalists, these most honest people that were about the American people, not themselves. Cruz made a mistake last night, folks. Ted Cruz made a major mistake. His speech was perfect. Nothing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with that convention last night having a strict constitutionalist go on the stage and remind the Republican Party who they were, what they were about, and what they needed to fight to preserve. That was fine. That was fine. Okay? Everything was great. First, don't call out the man's home delegation. If New York was waiting for that endorsement, they seen it wasn't coming, okay, and they got rowdy first, I guess, and he said he enjoyed the enthusiasm of the New York delegation. Never acknowledge it. First of all, that was, to me, that was wrong. You shouldn't acknowledge it. I don't care what they were yelling, all right? Cruz, if you wanted to train for the New York delegation, we should have sent you to a couple Yankee games, and you could sit in there with the New York Yankee fans, and you'd have found out a little bit about the New York delegation, possibly, or how they could be. Then, the constitutional message was a home run. You could have walked off the stage like some of them that did not want to go full throttle and full throat on an endorsement. You could have walked off the stage and said, that's why I'm telling you to vote for Donald Trump in November, and walked off the stage. That would have been enough, okay? You know what? Congratulating the other team because, it's like sports. I'm on the verge of getting really angry here. It's on sports, These kids, they get done. And they go through the motions of the handshake, right? Teams line up the handshake. So by coming out last night and doing a ceremonial, I want to congratulate Donald Trump for becoming the nominee of the Republican Party. I want to congratulate him. The ceremonial handshake didn't work for me, okay? Knowing good and well. Cruz made a big mistake. Now, the media has hyped up, don't let me forget, Laura Ingraham hit it out of the park. Home run. Way to go, Laura Ingraham. Hats off to her today. First class, hit it out of the park. Strong, right for it. Newt Gingrich hit it out of the park last night. Mike Pence, we'll get to him in a minute. The media worked up the convention for so long. Never Philadelphia, it was Cleveland. Okay, so by now, I guess I watch C-SPAN because I don't want them telling me what I just saw. So I don't need to see Joe Trippi and Karl Rove and I don't need to see all of them saying what the next one has to get on the stage. You got to change the mood at this time. But according to the media, Cleveland was supposed to be just an absolute disaster. It was supposed to be a disaster. Cleveland was supposed to be the potential terror attack, protesters. So when the media gets there, they can't come out empty-handed, and they got to come out. I mean, this is exactly what I'm telling you this morning. The media, this is exactly what they're doing as being the extra section, cheering section for Hillary Clinton. Look at all the websites and look at all the news. I mean, the headlines on the news. Convention in chaos. Convention a train wreck. What do you mean? What do you mean? We get Donald Trump, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr. Tonight we'll see Ivanka. Or we could trade that. It's like we could trade that. I'll trade that. It's like, let's make a deal for Chelsea. Really? Chelsea. Let me tell you something. When Chelsea gets on that stage, because they're over there, because the Trump children, Eric did an outstanding job last night. Way to go, young man. Donald Jr., seen him in an interview this morning. Way to go. Tiffany, nice young lady, and Ivanka tonight. We're going to trade that for Chelsea. Really? Okay. So, anyhow, Pence, perfect vice presidential pick. Now, I know I've heard some people say some things about how he backed down on the religious freedom bill, liberty bill there in Indiana. I've heard some other things. Perfect pick. Mike Pence is playing the role, giving the speeches, and handling the temperament, or keeping the temperament he needs to keep absolutely during this convention and will during this campaign. Mike was outstanding. Perfect pick. It's like he said last night, maybe Trump needed some balance. Okay? He's not boring. He's strong last night. Pence came through very strong. Okay, they have convicted Hillary for 3 solid days. What do you think? I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would like to be a part of our show, give us a call, 706-889-9700. That's 706-889-9700. Or email us at chief@fetchyournews.com. That's chief@fetchyournews.com. Hey, let us know what you think. Let us know, do you think Ted Cruz was smug last night? He got booed off the stage. Okay? Newt Gingrich hit it out of the park. Peter King, which was not a Trump supporter, went with a reporter last night. He was not a Trump supporter, and he spoke with a reporter and went just through the roof on Cruz last night. There's talk that even some Texas delegates were really upset that he didn't do the right thing and endorse Donald Trump as the nominee to unify the party. Rubio, even though he did it video satellite, Rubio did a great job. And Governor Scott Walker did an outstanding job, okay? Cruz was supposed to be setting himself up for 2020, okay? But, hey, that would mean that Donald Trump wasn't going to run again if elected, or wasn't going to get elected this time. When he said, vote your conscience from the top of the ballot, up and down the ballot, all the way to the top, that was wrong. That was wrong. There should be he should have said a clear signal that Hillary Clinton could never walk in the Oval Office, and we know that, folks. Hillary Clinton can never walk in the Oval Office, period. Can't do it. He should have sent a clear message on that last night, and he did not do that. He didn't do it. So tonight, Donald Trump is going to be there. Ivanka Trump, Jerry Falwell Jr. is going to speak. They're going to close the convention out. Media all over today is going to tell you that it's going to be up to Donald Trump to save this disastrous train wreck of a convention. It's going to be up to Donald Trump to try to bring some order to this chaos. Watch and see all the spin today, folks. That is everything you're going to hear. Let me tell you a couple things we got going on. First, I'm going to take a break because I want to set up this FBI story. I want to come back. I want to have it fresh right off commercial so Lonnie can clip it today, get it up on the internet real quick. But this FBI story investigation, oh, this has got some holes in it, folks. You're going to want to stay for this, okay? The witness list is out. We got copies of that. I just hadn't had time to dig into that on this whole story. But I want to thank our new sponsor, Southern Pipe. What's their hat say, Lonnie? Can you see it? Because I can't see it from. Make sure I got it right.
Southern Pipe and Supply.
Southern Pipe and Supply. I want to thank our sponsor, Southern Pipe and Supply. Here at Team FYN Sports, we do a Player of the Week program. We highlight one player every week. We get the coaches involved and pick a Player of the Week. They have to be, the Player of the Week has to be, the Player of the Week has to be on and off the field. So we do that every year for every game, and we do a Player of the Week program, and they are a sponsor. We'll be on the sidelines, folks. I was meeting with a couple new sports writers yesterday. They're going to start covering football and other things for us. If you'd like to be a part of Team FYN Sports, let me know, Chief at fetchyournews.com or 706-889-9700. Again, they're part of our Player of the Week. If you want to know how to be part of the Player of the Week program here at fetchyournews.com for upcoming high school football, get in touch with us. We'll have somebody contact you on that. Trying to make sure I do everything I'm supposed to do, Lonnie. I forget so many things. It's Thursday. I might have to take a nap today, Lonnie. Tomorrow we'll be at the shops at Sycamore Crossing. I'm excited about that. Have a good friend, Rick Glickard's going to come up and join us. We are going to, we have our Pet of the Week up at the shop at Sycamore Crossing, and we have Dr. Whaley comes at 8:15. If you have a question for Dr. Whaley, 706-889-9700 or chief at fetchyournews.com. Send us your question if you want me to ask Dr. Whaley something tomorrow. He comes every Friday morning, 8:15. Our Pet of the Week is at 9:30. But tomorrow we're going to be talking about wrapping up the Republican convention. What are the takeaways? What do you think? Rick Glickard's going to come up and join us. We're going to be batting the convention around, some of the things that happened, the speeches, what's going on. Why don't you come up and join us? If you want to get involved in the conversation on the Republican convention this week, tomorrow at Sycamore Crossing, come up and see us. We're going to do that from about 8:45 to 10 o'clock. So come see us tomorrow if you want to get in the conversation. We'll be at the shops at Sycamore Crossing. Let us know if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show or get your ad on fetchyournews.com or get your commercial running. Let us know you need a commercial. We can help you out with that. We want to thank our sponsors, Day Chevrolet, located on 515 in Jasper. Circuit World, promotional code fetchyournews.com. Promotional code for Circuit World. Go in there and tell them we sent you. Shops at Sycamore Crossing. L&L Beanery, the downtown Blue Ridge coffee shop. Free Wi-Fi, that's L&L Beanery. Salon 84 Hair and Color, West Church Street in Jasper. Make your appointment today at Salon 84 Hair and Color in Jasper, 706-253-9876. And Clock Tower Gift and Boutique. I'm going to take a brief break so I can set up my FBI story. Let me ask you out there before we go. Let me set this up. Now, if you have an attorney and you have an attorney and they're on retainer, you with me? You're on retainer. You have an attorney on retainer, and they represent you, and they have 3 meetings with somebody concerning you or your office, and they don't tell you they're having these meetings, what would you think? What would you do? How would you feel? We're going to talk about that. FBI investigation. Did the FBI call and say, we've heard so much about this check scandal and possibly cash checks? We've heard so much about this scandal. We need to talk to you about it, or did somebody call the FBI? Which came first, chicken or the egg? Take a break, Lonnie.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Better days ahead. The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
And we're back. I just got a great email concerning Ted Cruz last night. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. I just got a great email. We're going to do that at 9 o'clock. I'm going to read this email so I don't get it in the middle of this segment. So at 9 o'clock, I'll read you that email of what somebody wrote concerning Ted Cruz. Now, let's look at this last night. All right, WSB, Mr. Winnie, I forget his first name, he did an interview with County Attorney Lynn Doss. He did an interview with, I think it's Ashley Merchant, I think that's her name, an attorney down in Marietta. And they discussed FBI investigation into Judge Bradley's checks. Judge Bradley's checks. Well, folks, there's something bad wrong with that interview that's going around the internet. Really bad wrong. Now, I think I'll give you the end here right to start of what I would do. Yesterday, I went to the chief financial officer and the executive secretary of the Fannin County, Rita Davis Kirby, and I asked a question. I said, we're on the record. Were you aware that the county's attorney was involved in an FBI investigation and were having meetings or discussions with the FBI? No, I'm not aware of that. She did ask for checks saying that she may need them, and this is not a quote, may need them for the FBI down the road or something. It's not a quote, but I mean, but no, we weren't aware of it. So I said, okay. So I called the chairman, Bill Simons. I said, Mr. Simons, chairman of Fannin County Commission, now you got to understand, Lynn Doss is the county attorney. She's on retainer to the county. The county is her client. Now pay attention very close. Not WSB Channel 2's interview. Pay attention to this. We're going to break it down. Okay? So I asked Bill Simons, the chairman, I said, were you aware that your county attorney was meeting with or speaking with the FBI and in an interview up to 3 times? No, he said, I just found, he said, I am now. I just found out. I don't know if his quote was a week and a half ago, but I just found, no, I was not aware that she was having discussions with the county attorney. I mean, with the FBI. Let me tell you something. If I paid somebody $5,400, now I'll go during the break to make sure I got it right, but if I paid somebody $5,400 a month, $5,400 a month, and they were conversing with the FBI up to 3 times on checks that were coming out of my office, and remember, my office is yours, the citizen, I would fire them today if it was done without my knowledge. Today. Their services would no longer be needed. That's what the letter would say. Let me repeat that if you didn't understand it. If you, the people that own Fannin County and pay the taxes, have an attorney on retainer, and you hire a chairman, which is CEO, and you have an attorney on a retainer that you take your tax money and you send $5,400 every month, and they are conversing with the FBI as many as 3 times on camera, and you, the client, do not know, today would be that attorney's last day if it was my attorney. And that's the end of this story. Now, in the interview, she says that they wanted to see certain checks. So here's what I'm really disappointed here. I'm confused on all of these journalists because I'm getting heat that I got an email yesterday that, why was I spending so much time sucking up to powerful people? What the hell? It's not the person in the story. It's the truth of the story that has to come out. It's irrelevant. You don't have to like the person in the story. But the truth all the way around the story has to come out. Now, interestingly, she gives this interview last night, and Mark Winnie from Channel 2, he doesn't ask some questions. You see, who called the FBI? Are you telling me the FBI was sitting at home waiting for when they were going to interview Hillary Clinton, and an agent rushed in and said, "Oh, I have just seen this little news clip that says a judge may have cashed a check. Get me everybody in here immediately. We have a check that may have been cashed by a judge in Georgia." And they came to Fannin County? I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know if they came to Fannin County or not. Did they call? Or was somebody helping report it? Now let me tell you what the Fannin County does, the FBI does not need to do. They do not need to do an investigation through Mark Tomlinson and Lynn Doss. They don't have to do that. I could show you right now, I could tell you right now, you will hear rumors, the FBI's in town. Well, yeah, they do things. They may be in town working on something. There's probably cases out there that they work on. What are they in town for? Because they got to get a judge to sign off on a warrant for a search. Or they got to get a judge to sign something for a search. Let me tell you something. I could be wrong. Could be. But I would think the professional FBI, if they were interested in a check that may have been cashed by a judge, and if they were going to ask for documents, the FBI would walk over and they would go to the financial officer, Rita Kirby, and the chairman, Bill Simons, say, "We're with the FBI. We need to see Mr. Simons. We're with the FBI. Mr. Simons, we're here today because we understand that maybe some checks that have come out of this office written to a judge, we'd like to look at some things." That's what we'd like to do. And then Bill Simons should have said, "Well, do you have a subpoena for documents? Do you have something for me to produce any documents or anything? Or are you just asking?" Okay? Or Mr. Simons should have said, "Let me get my county attorney on the phone because I want the three of us to sit down and I want to know what's going on, because if you're asking for documents, I want to know what this is about." No, that doesn't happen. They go to Lynn Doss. The FBI goes to Lynn Doss. And they're working the case with Lynn Doss. Maybe they were not aware of the public, very well publicly known feelings that Ms. Doss has for now retired Judge Bradley. Maybe they were not aware of that when they showed up. Maybe they did not understand why Ms. Doss maybe was so helpful in this. Now, so they go and they go to Judge Brendan Weaver and they said, in an unusual move, in a highly unusual move. Now, what Brenda Weaver did in the interview was a highly unusual move. I love that. In a highly unusual move. Brenda Weaver contacted the FBI. When we find out who contacted the FBI in Fannin County, I wonder if they'll come back and do in a highly unusual move. What had happened, this is the best of my knowledge of all the interviews I've done, and Lonnie is my witness. Oh my God, this is the best I have. Lonnie is my witness here. He knows. I'm telling you folks, I grabbed my bag. The show ends at 10:05. I've been on the road every single day. I've gone to courthouses. I've gone to clerks. I've gone to I've asked questions everywhere. So here's what I understand took place is there is this discussion of this FBI investigation. Judge Weaver wants out, and sources tell me she wants out in the clear that she did not, or any of the other judges in the circuit, Appalachian Judicial District, cash any checks illegally. Or cash any checks. Did not do anything illegal and cash any checks. Okay? So she's hearing the FBI's involved. So she calls them up and says, "Hey, if you're looking at this, you don't have to go up to Lynn Doss's office." Now, this is not what she says. This is what I'm saying. I'm just paraphrasing the story. You don't have to go up to Lynn Doss's office. Come on down here. We'll open the doors wide open. We will open the doors. Come and interview every court clerk. Come and interview every everybody in every courtroom judge's office, all the staff, go through everything. Come on, see it all. But no, Channel 2 said, and a highly unusual move. And a highly unusual move. That's going to be my words of the day. I'm going to practice that. And a highly unusual move. Did you watch the interview? And a highly unusual move. Then they go down to Marietta and they talk to this attorney, Ashley Merchant, which, to my knowledge, is not even Mark Tomlinson's attorney. So why is the FBI talking to her? In a highly unusual move, the FBI calls Ashley Merchant for no reason. Why? Because if you watch Judge Weingarten, people, come on, get real. Get real with this. If you watch Judge Weingarten, he said this, point blank. I got the video. He says it. He looks at the counselor and he says, counselor, this is Ashley Merchant, have you entered a notice of appearance? No, Your Honor. So you're actually not appearing for the defendant. Well, I wanted to see how this went. That's not a quote, but go watch it. Yes, she said something like, I wanted to see what transpired today to make a decision, blah, blah, whatever, all right? Really? So Monday, she's not even actually his attorney. She doesn't put a notice of appearance in. So the FBI needs to contact her. See, listen to the interview. I've spoke to the FBI. Well, they didn't tell me anything about an investigation, but I did ask, did you ask if Mr. Tomlinson was part of their investigation? I explicitly asked that and they said no. Why would they say no? That's not her client. The FBI told her no. Seriously, folks? Come on. In a highly unusual move, the FBI called her. I don't think so. In a highly unusual move. Now, in a highly unusual move, let me tell you what a highly unusual move is. A highly unusual move is for the county attorney to have 3 conversations and to be working with, because they asked for documents. She's been helping them for some reason with these documents. We need to know what documents, the county needs to know what documents the FBI has from them through the county attorney, Lynn Doss, unbeknownst to them. I got to practice it. Unbeknownst to me. Okay. We need to know what documents that the county attorney has turned over to an FBI investigator. What's the official investigation? Is it officially an investigation? Do we have that? Okay. And why hasn't the county attorney discussed it with the county? Now, here's another question. You want to look at Judge Bradley's checks. Let's think about this for a minute, folks. So, FBI is talking to Lynn Doss, which is publicly doesn't have very much affection for Judge Bradley. You know, I don't know, rightfully so. Maybe she don't like you for a good reason. Maybe you don't like her for a good reason. You never know. I don't know. Just saying, okay? So let's look at this. So this person that has really not a lot of love for the judge in question and goes over the top in the interview, oh, I've always appeared before. Every time I appeared before Judge Bradley, she's always been fair from the bench. Come on, man. Come on, really? What's this all about? We know what it's all about, folks. It's all about. We know. Anyhow, so let's ask the one question before I wrap this up, because I'm going to take another break. If the FBI is concerned that Judge Roger Bradley may be cashing checks, and they want to see if Brenda Weaver is cashing checks, and they want to see if Roger Bradley paid attorney's fees for Rhonda Stubblefield. They want to see these things. Why didn't they contact the CFO down at Gilmer County? Why didn't they ask for everything there? Why didn't they contact the CFO in Pickens County? Why didn't they contact other CFOs in the circuit? Why were they only working their investigation through County Attorney Lynn Doss? Interesting. In an unusual move. In an unusual move, the FBI does not go to the county. In an unusual move. I don't know, maybe the FBI was told, maybe the FBI was told, if you go over and contact the county, they'll help cover it up. Oh, wow, maybe that, I don't know. Maybe that was said. Maybe, don't know. I'm going to tell you this, in an unusual move, the FBI does not act, does not inquire, and does not use the county attorney unbeknownst to her client. Because if Lynn Doss was representing her client $5,400 a month, if she was representing her client properly, when the FBI, when she, possibly she contacted the FBI, or possibly they contacted the FBI, she should have said to them, I will need to sit down and discuss this with the chairman of the county. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. I was having a discussion amongst some attorneys the other day. An attorney got up and left. I said, where are you going? He said, I represent the party we're talking about, that one of the parties that's in the discussion, and I have to leave. Yeah, I respected that. I said, where are you going? Well, our firm. He didn't say he directly. He said, our firm represents someone in the discussion, so I need to leave. I can't be a part of the conversation. That's exactly right. Happened the other day, just the other day. Now, those of you that know out there and you watch that channel too, the sensationalizer, look, I guess, you know, you can just keep attacking me. But I think it's a very unusual move, not on what Judge Bradley did by saying, hey, come on down, the door's open. I hear there's an investigation. I hear you're looking at things. Put it on the table. Come on in, FBI. Look at anything you want. We're inviting you. Okay? As she did that publicly. But Lynn Doss met 3 times, unbeknownst, that I understand, of the chairman of the county, where she should have said, I need to talk to the chairman of the county. I need to talk to my client. That was what I would do today. Wouldn't be my attorney tomorrow. Not for $5,400 a month to keep me out of the loop. Wouldn't be my attorney. Folks, look, I told you yesterday, Judge Bradley was going to be here. Yesterday when I contacted her and asked her if she could come on because the case was closed, she said yes. I said, what about Thursday morning? She said, that'll be fine. Okay. And then yesterday afternoon, she got a text from her office with a scheduling conflict and is not able to be here this morning. So I know I promised you that. I apologize. She said she will reschedule, and we're not for sure what that time is. I want to tell you one thing before I go on this. We're going to look at this a little further. People trying to satisfy their inner self for a vendetta or a hatred or a personal issue they may have should not be done at the expense of others in this district. And let me say this. I have been very clear. I have gone to the Supreme... I thought it was awesome when the Georgia State Supreme Court came up here and had heard cases in Gilmer County. I thought it was amazing. I went there. I had lunch with everybody so I could meet Supreme Court justices. I thought it was just an awesome day. Okay, Judge Weaver was there. There has been several things at ETC Pavilion where several people go to. I've seen the judge there. I have been to drug court graduations. But outside of that, I mean, you know what? Just not my crowd. So I'm getting accused of a lot of stuff, but let me tell you something you're not thinking about. We cannot allow a vendetta, a personal hate, a dislike, a revenge, the list goes on, to hurt innocent people. And I don't mean Judge Weaver, you understand? I don't mean Judge Weaver. Now, if you like these courts, that's great. If you don't like these courts and don't think they're good, that's your right to do that. But we have a veterans court in this circuit that's been worked on very hard. We have a mental health court in this circuit, okay? That's been worked on very hard. We have the drug court in this circuit. That is nationally known. The drug court in the Appalachian Judicial District is nationally known, folks. There are states that have mirrored this judicial district's drug court. Now, that's not enough to allow a judge to do something wrong if they do. Just because we have some courts, we're going to overlook something. But when you make the accusation that justices may have cash checks illegally, cash checks, do you realize the risk being taken in our accountability courts? Why? What's that got to do with it? The accountability courts receive a lot of grants, and they apply for grants. Every year, they apply for different grants the accountability courts do. Veterans, they apply for grants to help the veterans and accountability court, and the mental health court, and the drug court. A slew of grants they apply for. If it was known or said that a judge cashed a check, that could hurt the possibility of getting grants for those courts. There's a lot of things that can get affected by these accusations. And it's not whether you like the judge or not. It is the total ramification of somebody's accusations and somebody wanting to satisfy their self and not think about others. That's what I have to say on that. Look, we got the witness. We got all the witness audios. We're working on them. Don't want to jump the gun. We're going through them thoroughly, going through them. We got all the stuff that was on the case. We're working on it. I'm going to be at Shops at Sycamore. I'm going to work on it this weekend. I'm going to release 3 or 4 articles this weekend concerning this. I'm going to release 3 or 4 more articles. But I want to go through this thoroughly before I jump in and do too much on the witnesses. So we'll probably start fresh Monday morning with what the witnesses had to say. But in an unusual move, the FBI is in town. Hey, I'm your host. Maybe they are. I don't know. I mean, maybe they are. I'm not going to call a liar. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You would think they would ask some other questions about this. Lonnie, take us to break, and when we get back, it'll be almost time for George. And I don't know if we're getting our delegate in here today or not. I've sent a couple messages, but they're all busy and excited this morning. A lot of buzz up there. I'll be back after these brief messages. I'm your host, BKP. Lonnie, take us to break.